Why can't I see it? All right, hold on. Let me go back to my channel. Nobody's gotten here yet. All right. Oh, let me turn it down. Hello, everyone. All right. So let me start by saying we have really bad weather in New York City today. You see me out here looking like a raspberry picker because it is raining like crazy. So to come outside, I had to have on full waterproof gear, right? Plus my umbrella wherever I threw it in this car temporarily. And so since I had to come out anyway to run the car because of the weather and stuff, I said, let me just do a quick live. Because I caught myself doing like recaps of watching different videos to see what's going on. And you guys know that the whole March situation with me is very important, right? And what I don't like is them or don't trying to discourage black women from, like sticking up for themselves. Um, I don't like black women trying to discourage black women from sticking up for themselves, fighting when they need to fight for themselves. I mean that shit literally. Like, if you have to fuck somebody up, I expect you to do it. I don't ever expect you to sit there and let somebody beat your ass. And what I don't like is hearing stories of women who have allowed themselves to be victimized, try to make it a situation where other women should become convinced that they should allow somebody to beat their ass when they shouldn't. I'm not with that kind of stuff. Um, and the other thing I don't like is that when they try to convince women that they're not capable of actually fighting back. I really hate that shit. I really do. All right, so I have both things today so that way I could get rid of anybody that comes in that I don't want, and I could also do the live and everything else. All right. Today I got to play with the lights while I'm in here because it's raining real hard. So it's going to get dark quick. So I listen to Crystal Swirls a lot. And since she's been the topic of a few people's videos I've seen where some people are sticking up for her because they feel like they got to champion her for whatever reason. Other people have been attacking her, and we know that's just how it goes on fucking YouTube. So I don't pay that no mind, nor do I listen to it, nor do I care what they gotta say, because no one will ever persuade me to like or dislike somebody simply because something bad was said about them or something good. I have my own mind. I will look and evaluate a person to see if I like them or not. There's nothing anybody on YouTube is going to say to change that. And I would want all black women to get to that point. But I do know that the people who listen and follow me are people just like me who have their own minds and they're not swayed by Cynthia G, Princella, Shira, or anybody else with huge platforms that are only on here to make money. I know that. So I don't have to worry about that. So I'm going to make my point because I need y'all to understand something, right? There is a march coming up in October, and we know that there have been several things that have happened this year alone. We lost one of the black femicide women. We know that, right? And we also know that Rosa has bowed out because of the everything that happened with her. And now we just have Ori, who's giving the march in California because that's where she lives, right? So my thing is, what I see is a lot of people trying to stoke the fire to try to go out of their way. And it doesn't make sense to me because it's nonsensical because we are black women and we should always be fighting for everything that's beneficial towards us. But we have a lot of women online on here saying all types of stuff just for views and clicks to get paid. and they're not thinking about how what they're saying and what they're doing is actually affecting real women's lives, right? So now we know for a fact that the reason why black femicide is an issue is because domestic violence is the foundation, the blueprint, all of that that leads up to the black femicide, right? So when we have people online trying to scare black women into not defending themselves and trying to make it seem like, and I'm not saying that nothing is ever violent to the point where you don't fight back and you don't protect yourself, okay? That is the whole fucking point of war. War is to scare those people, even in the trenches when they know they're going to die. They still fight to the last fucking moment. Because guess what? There's always that moment or that chance that you will best that other person and take them out of here before they can get you, or take them out of here and you're good. So you never stop fighting. You never get up trying to fight, or stand your ground, and you never let nobody scare you into never defending yourself. And that is a pet peeve of mine, because let me tell y'all something. I have been a young girl too. I was married. My first marriage was when I was 18. And like I told you all before, without going into many specifics, both of those men tried to get strong on me. I have been a police officer, I have been a parole officer, I have been a civilian servant. I have been in the military. All of those things meant that I would have to physically fight men. You are crazy, because I definitely had to. In the police academy alone, I was in the police academy down on, I think, the Second or First Avenue. It was when I went in the 90s. Let me tell you something. We trained for 6 months fighting. Okay, you're there on probation for a whole 18 months, but you're in that academy for 6 months, learning to fight, learning to shoot, learning to wrestle, to learning to do all the things. Like if somebody thinks like they're gonna try you, how to deal with them. All right. Same thing when I was a parole officer. I went upstate for that training. Shooting in the freezing cold, rain like crazy, to the point where I'm numb, can hardly feel my fingers on the gun type of shit. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. So when I'm a person that comes from being an everyday person, a young girl that was very sheltered outside of the abuse that I suffered from um, men, my mother, males, not men, males my mother was dating after my father died, that took advantage of me and my siblings. When I think of how we lived after my grandparents got custody of us, and we lived wholesomely, right? We didn't have all that type of insane ghetto stuff, right? Even when that thing unfortunately did happen to me, my mother still wasn't like no ghetto crazy person. She just was hooked on narcotics that my father got her hooked on after he came back from the Vietnam War. Okay. So, but anyway, when I talk about this stuff, I want y'all to really understand, because when I play this scenario from this other person's video, the live, I don't want you to get shit twisted. I want you to understand what I'm telling you. Now, her reality is her reality, but what I'm saying to you is, I want y'all to stop being punks, and I mean that shit, because I may have been a little girl all my life, small, whatever. I'm older now, so my body type is a bit different. But I never back down from somebody trying to challenge me physically. Never. Because my mentality and the type of women I come from, built into me, you don't never let anybody feel like they have the right to beat you or do whatever the hell they want to do to you, because they don't have no God given right to do that. So when I tell you these things, because this person, even though I listen to her, she's okay with me, but I have to be who I am. She made a comment like, you know, people saying that, you women think you tough and big and bad. Let me tell you something. Black women don't think they tough, big and bad. They're just those of us out here that had to live lives where we had to go upside a motherfucker's head and really do that shit, right? And like I said, the women I come from, they pull shotguns on people. They go upside men's heads with real fucking heavy skillet frying pans, crack their heads open. I had a relative of mine that took a back of an axe and tried to knock. God, I'm not gonna get into that story, okay? Um, Women don't have to. The thing I'm trying to get across to you, because I have to bring my emotion down, because when I think about somebody trying to hurt me, or women in general, and women I know, I get kind of like agitated, right? So I got to bring it down, right? When I think about stuff like that, anybody trying to like feel like they're gonna get strong on me, my everything about me just goes to the roof. Like I get like, then let's do this shit. Because I be goddamn if you think you're gonna fucking do something to me, and I'm gonna stand there and let you do it. Because in her situation, whatever it is, I don't know, I wasn't there, right? She apparently allowed somebody to beat the shit out of her, and she just took it. And when I say that, I mean that. Because I've had men square up with me too. I've had them go for it, and I went for it too. All right. I told y'all about what happened when my brother was 16 and I was a little bit older. How we beat up my stepfather, right, for violating me when I was much younger, right? Okay. This is not a figment of my imagination. I'm trying to give you examples and tell you stories to let you know that you don't need to be out here convincing yourself that you're weaker than men. You can't win against a man, and he's just gonna beat you down to the ground, and you just supposed to accept that, and you supposed to just be killed by black femicide and allow your children to be hurt, sexually molested, and everything else because you just a woman. You don't mean nothing. You ain't about nothing, and you can't do nothing. And he's supposed to be so great. He's so everything, untouchable, indestructible. That I don't want that shit to be ringing in your head. There were many times in my life I saw my grandmother, my aunts, my cousins, they drinking around the house or whatever, we having a good get together or whatever, somebody husband or boyfriend feel like this relative woman of mine got a little too flirty or didn't react the way she should have when somebody else didn't know that was her husband, boyfriend, or whatever, and tried to advance on her. And now instead of him approaching the fucking dude, he wants to go get strong on one of my female relatives. And many a times I saw those women turn around and grab the nearest bottle of whiskey or whatever it was and slap that nigga upside his head and send him crashing to the ground, and got a broken bottle in her hand, standing there waiting for him to get up so she could continue the job. That's the type of women I come from. I don't come from women that get slapped in their face and they fall all over the ground. Oh, 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 how could you? No, I don't come from people like that. I come from women who work hard, live hard, and had to deal in this life that the way, let these black males tell it on YouTube, the whole fucking world is against them, including black women, and black women just to get to la 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 la, skip through the world, and nobody ever bothers us. Nobody ever kills us. Nobody ever does anything to us. We just the invisible black woman that just floats by everything. Have them tell it. But we all know that's not true. We out here in these trenches, just like everybody else out here crying they getting a raw deal. So when these black dudes are out here talking about how the whole world is against them and now the black women is their biggest enemy, look, fuck you with that. Because these white people out here treat me just as fucked up as they treat you. And they don't like me no better than they like you. So you can save all that bullshit. And if you were not so fucked up in the head to the point where you got to be out in these streets physically attacking black women, taking their lives inside of their homes, sexually abusing your children and other women's children that you have relationships with, things wouldn't be the way they are. If you knew how to be men and stand up and do the right thing that Malcolm had explained to you a few years before he died, and what Farrakhan tried to, I guess, revisit and really convince you of again with the Million Man March that was not successful, y'all just don't choose, and don't want to ever do right. So at this point, I don't understand why black women keep trying. Just give it up and stop. And for those of you who have already gave it up and stopped, I applaud you. I applaud you. And I hope that you never go backwards with any type of man, and especially a black male. I mean that. because life is hard out here without constant channels trying to redirect black women's attention from focusing on them and what they got to do in life to keep them safe and their children safe and keep them from going into poverty. They got too many channels out here talking about relationships and trying to confuse black women and turn them back around with all of this persuasive and slick talk about relationships and this man versus that man when they're all men. I put up a video today. I want y'all to check it out about how this white man talked about misogyny and how it is something in every man's mind to want to be violent and want to oppress women, not just black women, but all women. You go check that man out. That man, I subscribe to that channel, right? Him and this little English lady, they have these psychological discussions all the time about misogyny in particular. They also talk about racism and other things, and I'll put them up from time to time whenever I feel those conversations they have are pertinent to us as black women. But I wanted you to see that this is not something that is particular to black males. This is a man thing or a male thing, right? So the only way to deal with it is to strengthen yourself against a battle that has been indoctrinated into all of society and all of the fucking world. Now, yeah, you're going to have those men that see through this shit the same way that man does, who was giving the video and the interview and the understanding and the whole synopsis of why things do what they do. But those guys are few and far in between, right? So, getting back to what we're here to talk about today, when you hear this conversation, because I'm gonna let it play, stop, and give my little take on it, right? I want y'all to understand that do not fall for this shit. Do not be convinced that you supposed to be a shivering bitch when somebody's beating your ass or terrorizing you in your house. On the contrary, you supposed to rise the fuck up like a maniac and get that bitch out your house, no matter how the fuck you do it. Calling the cops, ending their fucking life, breaking their body up, or slicing half their fucking body off their body. You got to do what you got to do to protect yourself. You got to get in the same mind frame and mindset that they're in. They don't give a fuck about doing a couple of years in the penitentiary just so that they can continue to brutalize you. So you need to feel the same way, especially when you're these type of women that feel like you got to have a relationship. You don't have to have no relationship. But what you got to have is peace and security in your own goddamn home. And you don't get that shit by feeling like you're inferior to some man and listening to shit that Sheer is saying about how you think you're gonna trick a man into giving you money and treating you well when he ain't wired to do neither one of those things. And I know you all have seen the video of the girl from TikTok who explained to you that y'all just got an issue with listening to everything a light skinned black woman has to say online or somebody you think is fabulous when they're not. And that goes for all of them. They're all charlatans just trying to tell you what you want to hear so you can click on the video, make them some money, and they don't care what happens to your life. That lady knows full well all that information that she's giving to women is going to get young girls hurt. She don't care because it ain't her. And when you listen to her story is not anything to emulate. She has not won anything, not at all. And she did not gain anything by taking somebody's broke down, nasty old ball sagging ass husband. That is not no shit to brag about. Please stop it. So when you think about all these things, this is the shit that leads up to why we have to be vigilant and be out here advocating and supporting and coming out in high numbers for this march. Because with all this silly shit that's going on YouTube, where you got, give me 1 minute, and you got all this silly shit um on these you content creators channels trying to convince black women to turn themselves into like live punching bags. It's no good. Believe me, it's no good, okay? This is the reason why day after day, every 4 to 5 hours, after 4 to 5 hours, another black woman's life is taken, her child's life is taken, or a little girl is put into trafficking or something else worse happening to her because we got too many black women on here pumping this relationship bullshit in our faces and in our heads 24 hours a day. And then when you couple that with the shit that the American propaganda is doing with the people like, what's that man's name that did it the other day? For whatever reason, I can't think of his name right now. But you have him, right? Tyler Perry. You got that douche. Then you got people like Tiffany Haddish. You got the shit that Ivala Yamzant did with Ebony K. Williams. You got everybody you can think of that will come out and literally say to you, black women, you need to take these problematic dudes into your home and let them nest there and create all the havoc in your life and destroy your future and your children so that black people don't have no future, so that the rest of us could be good in this country. And you really need to wake up and understand that. I don't care how many people I talk to, because I've talked to guys about this as well. No one ever wants to acknowledge and have these black males accountable. That's why it is ever so important for all of you to put that bullshit fear aside and show up to these black women marches and do the things that need to be done in your own hometown to make these representatives up to the president know that we need to be heard about what is happening to black femicide and child homicide. It needs to stop. I had just come across a video of Nyla's like maybe 2 nights ago before Cha Cha, I believe, passed away, right? And they were on there promoting the march in October. And she was saying, y'all need to go watch it, right? To listen to the part of what Cha Cha was talking about in reference to holding these males accountable and literally saying, no, it is, and announcing to the world, black women and children are dying because of black males committing black femicide. It ain't no random shit. It is these black males that you people keep trying to push into our fucking homes, push on our backs, push on our children with your, oh, everything in the black community would be completely solved and be beautiful and wonderful, a fucking utopia, if these black women would just let these broken down children into the home so they can have a two-parent household and their children don't grow up with all types of dysfunction because they're missing a father. That is bullshit. And the fuck they know it, okay? Because they have seen up close, because they created it in slavery, how when you take parents out of a home, how you break up a family, how you destroy the mentality and the integrity and the character of individual people, you see what you do to those people. So just by putting somebody in a damn home does not mean you're going to have a beautiful outcome for the children of that household or safety in that household or to have that woman live her entire God-given right to life because of this fool you put in the household. Please stop that bullshit and stop falling for it. And anytime you can speak out about it, do it. And before I get to this thing, I got to say this in your comments. I do understand that black women get tired. They get scared and they get saddened by hearing how these people slaughter us, kill us, and destroy our children. I get sad too. There have been some stories where I've read that have happened to black women or heard on these videos, and I literally break down in tears. But you know what? You don't let their fucking death go in vain. You get up, you speak about it, you do whatever the hell you could do in your community to help other black women get out of those situations. And I'm not talking about jumping in front of, I'm coming, y'all. I'm not talking about jumping in front of a bullet or trying to stop somebody from getting stabbed. I'm talking about when you see somebody in a situation that's crazy, you could call the cops for them. I know here in New York City, and I'm sure it's in other parts of the country, we have domestic violence officers. We have domestic violence officers. We have a whole department for that, and I'm sure you have it in other states too. So all you got to do is look up a summary or a description of what is happening in that household. Let them know if they got children, weapons, etc. What's going on in there, and somebody is going to follow that shit up. That is another way you can help people. The second way is you could help people and benefit from it. You could look up in your state how to open up a basic what is it, 401 nonprofit or whatever it is in your state, the way Ori did with the black femicide. That way you pay directly into the US to the IRS. You don't have to worry about money issues or people coming after you. Whatever you make extra, that's for your personal benefit. And the money that you gather in or get in from donation, grants, and etc., you help other black women like Ori's doing. She's out there in California paying black women's bills, putting food on their table, helping them learn interviewing skills, resume building, getting clothes for interviews, helping to broaden their mind and develop their soft and hard skills so that they can maintain employment and keep it. There's nothing stopping any of us out here from doing the same, except for the silly shit I'm about to bring to your attention. You have got to stop letting these people segue you into thinking that you are weak and a fucking damsel in distress to allow this bullshit to continue in too many of our black women's households. You have got to stop it. If I'm not talking to you, but whoever this applies to, if you don't care about yourself, care about your children, and get your children out of that shit if you want to stay in it. That's the least you could do. All right, here I'm coming here. So N said, personally, no, I don't listen to BW. I don't even know what is. I see. I'm not one of those people. I don't know who's categorized under BWE, all this, all that. I just know specific people. I talk about those people because I'm grown. I don't play YouTube games like, oh, don't say the person's name. Don't put them in the chat. All of that shit is bullshit. It is a way not to give other people shine in order for you to promote people to go to their channels for them to also get something back from what they're doing on YouTube. I'm not a person like that. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not a person like that so much that there was a content creator on here that I used to always big up and wonder what happened to her when they messed with her channel and etc. And I noticed that this same person has never ever told people to come watch my channel, big me up or anything. But here recently, I have seen her recommending other light-skinned black women's channels, and I was saying that's very funny because I can remember actually telling people on Instagram, TikTok, because I don't fuck with Twitter that much, and YouTube, like this person's channel was under attack, whatever, whatever. Please go back, build up her subscription, etc. But this person never returned the favor. So this is why I'm not with that shit. Don't mention people's names in the chat. Don't talk about them. I'm going to do all of that here because I can and because I fucking want to. And I think that if we're going to be real as black women about what black males are doing to us and making our lives hard, we need to be real about the bullshit black women are doing on here too, to each other as content creators and also as just everyday women sabotaging other black women. That bullshit needs to stop. It does. It needs to fucking stop. It does need to stop. It all of this bullshit where everybody's on here exploiting black women for fucking views and money. This shit is so fucking repugnant and disgusting. I can't like tell you how I'm so sick of it. Like there's two people. It took them forever to get to the point where they got monetized. I used to listen to them all the time, right? One is mature black female, and the other one is the nosy neighbor lady, right? Before they got to be monetized, they were heavy hitting, right? Some nosy neighbor lady, some days she's good, some days she just talking straight bullshit with all this black woman hate and self-hate spilling out. She need therapy. But that's another issue, right? Now, nobody wants to tell the real truth about black women and what black women need to do. To like just literally stand up and talk about all the things black women need to do to support each other. Not to tear each other down, but to support each other and how to stop these things that are violently happening to us in our community. Now everybody worrying about, oh, I can't say this, I can't say that, this, that, and the other. YouTube won't give me $100. I'm so tired of that shit. And since I can't do anything about it, I only could get on here and appeal to the people that want to listen. My shit ain't never going to be monetized because I ain't never going to stop cussing. I ain't going to never stop telling the motherfucking truth. And I ain't going to never stop saying just some bullshit and that's some bullshit whenever I think it's bullshit. So I'm just done. And I'm good with that. All right. So he said, personally, I no longer listen to BW and content creators. That's good. After everything that's happened in the past 2 weeks, I can't trust any of them anymore. It is true. But I sure hope you ain't doing that. I'm a divested shit and you listening to stupid motherfuckers like divested zealot. I sure hope you ain't doing that. Because until she could prove she's a real black woman and not a motherfucking deep fake or AI generated fucking black woman personality that is pumping KKK and white supremacist rhetoric on that channel every fucking live, that's the only way I'm gonna believe it. You understand me? There's no black person that fucking miserable in their own black skin to get up on a live and talk that ignorant, white, racist shit. I don't watch that shit. But when I did watch it, I was like, this is some crazy, insane KKK shit. Who the fuck talks like this? Don't you not convincing me otherwise. Until that cowardly bitch gets on here and shows you that she's a real black woman, that is a motherfucking white person controlling deep fake AI. You understand me? And that happens on here a lot. Hello, Mr. The other thing is, and it's true because I don't know if y'all remember, but like a couple of months back, there was another black woman on here, and I forget her name, but she never showed her face either. And she was always trying to promote, I only care about my black self. I'm not a black woman that promotes other black women to care for each other. And it was something about her where every time she spoke, I kept saying, there's something strange about this girl. Something strange indeed. Like it, shit is not adding up. And then one day it clicked. She ain't black at all. That's a fucking white woman acting like a black woman. Let me tell you something. It was. Okay? I called her out. She tried to get slick, putting up some fucking, you know how they have all these bulk pictures from the internet? She put up a picture of a black woman. So I said, that's a fucking picture from the internet. No, it's not. No, it's not. I said, fine then. If it's not, you ain't got to show your face. Turn on the fucking camera. Show your hands, arms, legs, your fucking back, your feet, your ass for all that, what I care. Show something that shows me your black skin. Never did it. Then guess what? Bitch completely disappeared. Never to be heard from again. You know why? Because she was not a black woman. She was a motherfucking agent, like I'm telling you that channel is over there with them insane bitches talking all types of hateful shit about black women and black males, even though I don't give a fuck what they say about them. But you understand me? When a person cannot prove to you what the fuck it is they talking about, that is some bullshit they talking about. And you guys got too many women on here like Cynthia G and Princella and the rest of them that are too fucking male consumed. They are obsessed with them motherfuckers. And they do it because they know black women are obsessed. Black women, regardless of what they say, they still worry about what the fuck these dudes are doing, who they doing it with, and why they not doing it that way with them. I don't give a fuck. You will never see me worrying about a black man. I have lived life long enough to see these motherfuckers do things that I don't give a fuck about. The most every black woman I have ever known and ever been in association with or encountered in life to ever be on here trying to convince y'all that, oh yeah, it's one or two out there that's worth it. Not all of them. Not gonna happen. My thing is black women. Stop worrying about any of them motherfuckers. Even the white ones, because they just as fucking bad. You get your shit together. Get your money up. Get your home sharing. Get your life to the point where you down with another black woman or two or three. Get your houses. Get your businesses. Work together to build up to whatever your dream is. And fuck all of them motherfuckers. Because if you listen to that video I put up today by that white man in England that did that whole psychology breakdown about misogyny, you will understand that there's no safe place or safe male for you to run to. So why you worrying about that shit? Why you worrying? That's right, Danielle. Stop messing with guys completely. They not trying to help, Danielle. They're full of shit. Because you know what? When it comes to people like Princella, let me tell you, right? She could give that same message without going on motherfuckers' platforms, trying to act like she's the man or the woman who knows better, and oh, I could get up here and verbally destroy these people. You don't need to do that shit. When you are serious about your black women, you don't gotta prove shit to nobody else. You don't gotta prove shit to nobody else. And believe me, I mean what the fuck I say. Because when I go to those marches here in New York or anything else that the women do, right? For black women, I don't give a fuck about impressing anybody. I just show up because it's what the fuck I believe in. And whatever I could do to help, even if it's buying a fucking t-shirt, 3 and 4 plates while I'm there to help the vendors that come to help promote the message. If that's all I could do, that's what I'm going to do. If it's something more, then I will get into that when I can, based on my own life and my own ability to contribute to the health and welfare of black women. I don't need to get on here and put on no fake fucking preacher voice and play all types of fucking mental games with black women to get them to follow me so I could get fucking money. That's not what I'm doing. That's not what I'm here for. That's not what any black woman should be on here for. It is a complete fucking sellout to the health and safety of black women. It really is. And they're all doing it. They're doing it because they want to keep an audience of both dudes and women so that they can get the most out of everything. I'm not even talking about the other people that like to be in our fucking business and come where they're not wanted. You have no idea the amount of motherfuckers I got to block on TikTok and here on YouTube. I'm like, what is your white ass doing over here? Or what the fuck are you talking about? You don't know shit about black women's reality and you talking bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. I have to do that so much, it's crazy. It is ridiculous. So yes, I'm talking about all of them. And I don't give a shit if they have something to say back. I don't give a fuck. I don't. Because they full of shit and they know it. Okay, so when you want to see the information about the march and hear what Ori, hold on, I'm coming, Danielle. Ori and what Late Cha Cha had to say, please go to Nyla's channel and watch that video. Only that video. I don't promote Nyla either because she's on some bullshit too. I don't give a fuck about that fallout between her, Cynthia, and women. I don't give a shit. All right. They all was playing games on black people. And for whatever reason, they disrespect the small YouTubers like me and others who actually, if they went to our channels, and there's more of us, would get more coverage all over the internet and all over YouTube. But they silly and they think that, and I'm gonna tell her that shit when I see her too. They think that going on with those people because they have a so-called huge following. When half these motherfuckers done bought a lot of them people that's in that damn subscription, because you know you could buy subscribers, right? A lot of that shit is not even real. So anyway, and then there's also the shit with the algorithm, how YouTube, when people are not talking about things that are really positive or hitting on things that are triggering in society, they shadow ban your ass. Because I know I'm probably up underneath the fucking shadow ban, okay? So they'll pump them losers because they ain't talking about shit but fucking and dumb shit that's gonna get black women killed and fucked up in their house. So oh yeah, they'll pump Tanya, they'll pump Cynthia, they'll pump Princella, they'll pump Shira and whoever the fuck else. But anybody that's coming on and telling black women, look, keep your fucking head up. Learn new things in life. Change and improve your goddamn employment skills so you can get more out of life. You don't need to live no fucking ignorant, poverty driven, encompassed, disgusting life if you don't have to. Get yourself together. Get away from all them bums. Get away from that decrepit fucking area you're in. Live better. When you out here saying that, when you out here telling people stop watching fucking celebrity bullshit drama. Them stupid motherfuckers are paid to mislead you. Fuck Christian. Fuck this one. Fuck that one. Fuck them all. None of them are nowhere when you need help. They don't even have enough fucking sense to put together a black women fund for emergency. They don't give a fuck about none of us. And they damn sure don't give a fuck about you. So return the favor. Stop watching their shit. Stop streaming their shit and stop paying into their shit. If they gave a fuck about us, all those black women that know what black women go through, they should have been started with their celebrity ass, a big ass motherfucking national black women domestic fund. So that when you need money for rent, you low on food, you need to move town because this nigga's putting his foot in your ass, you can call up the black women domestic fund. Listen, this is my name. My name is Stephanie. I live in New York. Da, 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 da. I need help. Okay, don't worry. We got some people. We'll da, 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 da. That's what they should be out here doing. All the fucking money you put in their pocket, they don't do shit to show appreciation. Y'all need to leave them motherfuckers alone too and let them know we hip to your game. We are not going to let you make us think that being pregnant by some fucking loser ass male is what I'm supposed to be doing. Some loser ass black male like Rihanna, like Kiki, like fucking this one girl is so disappointing to me personally. The little mermaid girl, right? First black mermaid. She done probably blew all her chances with Disney and having anything blossom out of that. She could have had been in New York City, the fucking escapades on ice, the Black Mermaid, been on Broadway, who the fuck knows? Could have been a sequel to that shit, her own damn sitcom. Who the fuck knows? Fuck that movie coming up with the color purple. I'm tired of seeing black women abused on the screen. I'm tired of that shit. Okay? I'm tired of seeing black people, period, brutalized on the motherfucking cinema screen. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of seeing these ghetto fucking movies where black women are always hoes, tricks, and somebody's bitch. I'm tired of that shit. And until you guys start getting tired of it too, showing up to these fucking marches, telling these simple bitches on YouTube, look, you need to talk to me about something else. I don't give a fuck about a relationship and you giving me some dumbass story you probably just made up to get me over here to listen to this shit. Talk to me about real life shit. I need help with my motherfucking bills. I need to know how to get that fucking promotion I've been dying for. I need to know what schools to send my kid to that's not going to traumatize my child and fucking properly educate them. I need to know how to buy a car if I never bought that shit before. Somebody out here help me buy a fucking home. That's the kind of shit you need to be telling these simple motherfuckers on here. Look, fuck you in this platform. Change this shit up and become beneficial to black women, or you motherfuckers need to turn the motherfucking YouTube channel off. We got a goddamn boycott coming in October, black women. I sure hope y'all are ready for that shit. Me and all the women who have said they are with it, we're not going to be on here October 19th and October 20th. We will be missing YouTube. That is the first time we're going to attempt it. And then we're going to attempt it again. And again and again and again and a fucking again until we get more people to say, fuck YouTube. Because YouTube says, go ahead, black males. You and all your crazy fucking antics of red pill and manosphere and Tariq Nasheed and every fucking body else, get on here and talk as crazy as you want about black women. So that as a consequence, we got little girls being attacked by fucking Samoans in Chicago, attacked by their Mexican next door neighbors, beat in the face with a motherfucking bottle to her eyes about to come out her head, and her nose busted up. You know, in California, this is what's going on as a result of all this black woman hate shit on YouTube. Hold on, y'all. So this is what happens, right? That's the result of this shit. And doing what you normally do on YouTube and start letting these motherfuckers know. There is a new fucking sheriff in town. It's we black women who want to speak up for ourselves. And we don't want this relationship. We gotta love a black motherfucker. We don't want that shit no more. We don't want it. You take that, what a nigga does and what a nigga want and what he won't do and what he will, and you take that shit and go somewhere else with it. We don't have motherfucking hang up with black non-black women and why they think this way and why they work this way. We don't give a fuck. We don't want to care about them, period. And we don't want to fuck with you either. If you don't start thinking about something else to do besides the bullshit you've been doing that keeps incorporating them motherfuckers into our lives. Y'all need to speak up and you need to fucking stand up. All right, let's get on this. All right. So now I'm gonna go to this video. All right. And if I see anybody acting fucking stupid in my chat, I'm gonna flip back over here and get them out, right? I did it on here, but let me ban this person over here. Okay, they're done. All right. So now I want you to hear this. And this is just for, me to make my point about y'all. I don't want y'all to be convinced that you supposed to be scared of people. And because you small, slim, or whatever, or you not a fucking boxer, that you can't fight a man and get him the fuck up off of you and even take his life if he feels like he's supposed to try to get strong on you and make domestic violence a part of your everyday living and eventually put you on the black femicide list and then cowardly start doing things to your children, whether they be sexually or physically. Do not allow any of that. When we black women stand up and stop that shit in our households, we end that shit in our communities too. Because when we grow decent, strong minded, confident, intelligent little boys and little girls, we get rid of the fucking bums and riffraffs in our lives and our society. And then we don't have the motherfuckers in multitudes pushing our little girls into human trafficking and everything else. That is important, y'all. That is very fucking important. So let's get in. Yeah, me too, Star. Me too. And I think that all girls right out of high school should go to the military at least for a 2-year contract so they can learn to bust somebody's ass, learn to shoot out in this motherfucker so that people don't take advantage of them. And then go to college and then do whatever the fuck you want to do in life. You need to have fundamental skills of understanding that when somebody comes standing in your face to try to hurt you, how to deal with them. And then you go ahead and do other shit in life. I really believe black girls need that type of discipline because they mamas ain't sending them to the dojo to learn some type of mixed martial art to fight and protect themselves. They're not even giving these girls bear spray or pepper gel or anything out here that could hurt a person or anything to defend themselves. They just sending them out into this world as fucking victims. And some of them are living in their homes as fucking victims. And I'm frankly tired of the shit. And I'm speaking out about it. And I want the rest of you to do the same. Because until all of us start becoming one fucking voice to scream about the injustices against us and our girls, none of this is going to stop. It will continue because people just gonna dismiss us. She crazy. She problematic. She's a fucking crazy. You gotta stop allowing that. You gotta stop allowing that. You gotta speak up. Even if it's 2 to 5 of you, speak up. Raise hell in the group. Let them know. Don't ever stop talking. No, that's not what it is. Black femicide is real. The way we get treated in life is this. The way we get treated in life is that. Don't you dare try to discount our life experiences with people who brutalize us every goddamn day. There should be no little black girls ever going to McDonald's and being jumped on by a grown Samoan woman and being beat down in the restaurant and not one person intervened to help that girl. Not a damn crew worker, not a passerby, a person, a customer in the store, not even her own 2 fucking friends she went into the damn McDonald's with. Help that little black girl. Traumatize the shit out of her in addition to her physical injuries. That's wrong, y'all. That's fucking wrong. And you need to start saying something about it. You need to. And if ever you see that shit, you better do something about it. Pick up a fucking chair and smash somebody in their fucking head. Do whatever you got to do. Get their ass up off that child. That is ridiculous. Because you never know when your relative is somewhere and you want a motherfucker to do something to help them. Please, y'all, start doing the right fucking thing for each other. All right, let's get to this bullshit. All right, let me get it.
Crazy. And he will kill your ass. The best thing you could do, play that shit off, act like everything is okay. You know what I'm saying? Even if you get a little bit of an attitude, but like that's fucked up what you did. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have did.
Let me know if y'all can hear. Can y'all hear it? Because I got the headphones on. Somebody put in the chat yes or no. Just to let me know. So if not, I'll take the headphones off so you can hear it. Somebody write in the chat yes or no if you can hear. All right. So what I'll do is I'll play it out loud because I don't know why none of you have answered me, but that's okay. Okay, thanks. All right, hold on. All right, so let me keep it up. So I want you to hear this.
That or whatever. He gonna be like, I ain't even hit you that hard or whatever. Meanwhile, you sitting there with a black, with a fucked up lip. You know what I'm saying? Scratches all over you. You all right, all right, you got that, you got that. And so you gotta make him relax. You gotta make the nigga relax like you're not gonna go nowhere. If you act stupid, if you act like you gonna run to your neighbor, oh my God, help me, help me. Don't do that, dumb bitch. Relax and act like everything is good. Give the nigga his food. Even if you gotta suck a little bit of dick, whatever, nigga. You got that. You got that. When
That's the wrong advice, okay? The wrong advice. I can remember after my father died, like that, or almost 15, just before me and my brother fucked this dude up, right? My mother was cleaning the table after we had finished eating. Her and him start arguing and shit about something. And I seen this man literally pick up a lamp from off the table in the living room and bust my mother violently over the head with it. And my mother almost passed out and sprawled all over the floor. He continued to try to stomp my mother while she was on the floor. Now, mind you, she wasn't all the way passed out. She rolled. She did sustain a couple of blows. She got up. She returned it. Okay. In my living room, we had all my mother's into all that type of stuff, like Asian stuff, like all these. And if you know what I'm talking about, like all them big ass vases from Asia and all this type of stuff. So she managed to get up, and there was another vase close to where she was that was also broken. Familiar with what I'm saying? Um, and she swung it and hit that motherfucker in the head with it. Okay, she swung it and hit him. He went down. She continued to fuck him up and then jumped on his back and choked that nigga out. Right. In the meantime, let me tell you something. We standing there screaming because we're little children, even though we like teenagers, but still kids, right? We never seen no violent shit like that before. But she's used to living like this. She did not have custody of us anymore, right? So I'm telling you this story because I'm showing you how when you really don't want a motherfucker hitting on you, you don't do the shit that Crystal was just talking about. You do the shit that even though my mother got dropped, what she did, she shook that shit off. She took them extra blows to the ribs and she got up and she picked up that motherfucking vase. She didn't pick it up. She grabbed the like the beginning of it. You know how vases are where they have that piece at the top where you could grab it like it's a rim, and she swung. When you fighting and you scared and you upset, you got a lot of adrenaline pumping. So she's like maybe hurt, but she ain't feeling it. She grabbed that shit and swung so fast and slapped that motherfucker in the head with it. All I saw was the shit shatter and that nigga go flying on the floor. Right? He hit the floor. She jumped on him and started punching that nigga in the back of his head. He just all like that on the floor, and then she went underneath his neck and put him in a fucking headlock. Like, you know how people do that shit? Hold on. And this is the best one. When they have the person's neck and they lock them in like this is their head, and then they hold them like this, and they press this piece against the artery. That's important, black women. You have a left side of your neck with an artery that carries all the oxygen and shit to your brain. When you put a motherfucker in a chokehold, you want to put him in there and you lock him up. And you make sure that shit is pressing the forearm of yours right by the wrist because it has a bone there. And that bone is like really weird feeling. It's kind of needly and shit. Press it up there when you choking back against that fucking artery, they're gonna have 5 to 10 seconds and they out. Stone cold out. You can do what you want. Crack their head wide the fuck open. Stomp what they say curb stomp. Stomp they fucking jaw into the ground till that shit cracks. You could do whatever. Okay? Don't ever let anybody get on you and beat on you like they think they got a fucking right to. So what she's saying is pure cowardness. If I'm gonna cook something from a motherfucker and I'm afraid and you just hurt me and that's going through my mind, oh yeah, I'm gonna cook for your ass, all right. I'm gonna turn that motherfucking grease up real fucking hot. And not only am I gonna throw it on you, but I'm gonna take that same pan I made it in and I'm gonna try to open your head until it does a complete V. There's no way I'm gonna do any of the shit she was saying. But it gets stupider later, so let's finish listening.
Niggas going, get the fuck out of there. Do not do no dumb shit. Because you could end up in the body bag with these motherfuckers. Do you know how many times I had to play that shit? I would not be alive today if I did not, if I wasn't smart with Milkman.
Now she's supposed to be talking about some white dude that she had in her house that was beating her up, and I believe it, right? But one thing that black women y'all better be very aware of, right? I'm glad you did that, Priscilla. I'm glad you burnt this fucking ass up. My grandmother always taught me that. You know what she taught me? To keep weapons all around my house to hurt that motherfucker. She taught me that. She said when you live with men and they think they're gonna get tough and beat you up, you secretly hide all type of weapons in every room, so that the day he try to do something to you, you make it be his last. She taught me that since I was yay high, and she was the type of woman to practice what the fuck she preached. Cause it was many a days I have seen her reach for the fucking blade in the kitchen and go right at my grandfather, and that motherfucker would kill himself getting through that door. He got a lot of times, and she would run off and hide and shit. Police come and looking for her. Back in the 70s and shit, not like now. They would literally come back and arrest your ass today. But back then, they didn't give a fuck. That was before domestic violence laws in the 90s, and the only thing they told black women and men when those black men were trying to beat up those black women was to go outside and take a walk around the block. So you have to be convinced to be a pussy. Okay? You got to be convinced to let somebody beat your ass. You got to be convinced that you are not worth fighting for yourself and your own life to allow somebody to continuously pummel on you. And you got to be convinced that you're supposed to be afraid of whatever this person can do because you're a person too. And they are the same atomically thing that you are. If you cut them, they bleed. If they cut you, you bleed. Don't be afraid of nobody and don't you let nobody make you live your life in terror. Leave, yes. But let them beat your ass and beat you down? Hell fucking no. Hell no. Because there's too many places out here that could teach you how to defend yourself. There are too many states that have relaxed gun laws where you could have a legal weapon in your home so that when anybody acts stupid, you take them out of here or you shoot them however you need to be legally within your rights. And whatever you do, make sure you secure your gun to where your children don't get a hold of it and hurt themselves. And you secure your gun to where that asshole that you're dealing with cannot get your gun and use it on you. Always keep that in mind. Let's get more of this. I want y'all to hear the other women too. It's interesting how those women change their opinion to go along with the creator. I don't like when people do that. Keep your own mind. You don't have to go along to get along. Placating in life gets you absolutely no fucking where.
I would not be alive, sweetheart.
Wow. That wasn't the last time. That wasn't the last time that he put his hands on me. That was the first time that he put his hands on me. What? And it was random. It just came out of nowhere. It was random as fuck.
And that's how it usually happens. It comes out of nowhere, and boom, right in your face.
And so I just got up and I went to the other room. And that's where you like how you felt when you were frightened. And yeah, I was frightened. Because I've been choked before, but I never like that. Like never like that. So I didn't say anything. I was crying a little bit, but I went to the other room. I just went to the other room and I was looking for a flight. Now this during the pandemic, they didn't have no flights. This in the Virgin Islands, they didn't have no flights for another month.
We were it was like at the same time. Because I got rid of Milkman during the pandemic. And he choked me out.
Them niggas was mad because the winter was all the way here. Yeah. So
I just want to say this before she finishes her story. I'm going to let y'all hear it. What she's saying is true about the Virgin Islands, right? Because I have been there myself several times. And that is the Virgin Islands, if y'all don't know it, those are the islands that are owned by America. So America has Caribbean people that live in the Caribbean that are American citizens because they're just an extension of the homeland, right? But she's talking about when she was in St. Thomas with this, I think it was a Puerto Rican dude she was talking about. He was abusing her and he was taking advantage of the fact that he's aware of the flight schedule because like some islands in America, when you go to the American islands, the US Virgin Islands, right, you only have like two flights for the day. You have a flight in and a flight out, and usually when you make one of those flights, you're not getting another flight to the next day. And what she was saying was, and which is true, right, she was caught by a dude that hooked her in thinking he was nice and sweet and a different type of dude, not offering her the same bullshit as a black male, and he tricked her. And he also knew she couldn't run anywhere because it's only two flights throughout the day. Okay. And in her case, she's going to explain to you that her money dictated that she would have to suffer an entire fucking month Sorry about that. They always playing with my fucking lives. So what I was saying was, in her case, she would have to, because her money was funny and it dictated she would have to wait an entire month to afford a flight to get out of there the way she needed to. She had to put up with that shit. And that's the issue that I have with this whole story is because I don't care how small you are, how skinny, how fat, whatever. You don't have to take anybody beating your ass if you don't want to. I mean, I don't know if y'all know the story, but I was a teenage girl with a teenage boy for the things he used to do to us when we were younger. He came in, we planned the whole thing out. Threw a fucking curtain over that dude and bust his ass with a bat. And my brother had like one of them gun cases, wooden 2x4 sticks. So bad we got arrested and we was in court getting ready to be get the pins warrant and all that shit. This close to being sent to a goddamn them little group home shits they got for kids. So yeah, anybody can fuck somebody up if they really want to. So when these women are talking this stuff, even though it's their lives and their situations, what I'm getting from it is they gave up on themselves. They did not even house full of fucking weapons. You got chemicals that you clean with every day. You got things in your kitchen. You have not. You got everything to get somebody up off of you. If you don't do it, you don't want to. And all that shit that they're gonna get to next about uh the shock, the intimidation, the fear of somebody physically beating you. Well, this is how I think about it. The same way if I'm walking in the street, right? Because I'm outside right now. I get out this car. I'm sitting in this car, and somebody go, "I don't like this bitch in this car. I'm gonna bust that window and fuck her up." Right? They start attacking me. I'm gonna fucking fight them back. I ain't gonna sit here screaming, right? So that's the same motherfucking way. If somebody in your house who's supposed to know better attacks you, you supposed to give them motherfuckers the same energy, if not more. Cause in my mind, I'm thinking, motherfucker, all this time I've been loving you and caring for you. You gonna do what? You this how you repay me? Oh, you must be no. That does not fly with me. And it should not be flying with none of y'all. I'm telling you, I got two fucking ex-husbands for a reason. You understand me? Two. What's up, man? Yeah, we doing good. Um, I got two ex-husbands for a reason because I told you the first one I was a little girl, 18, didn't even know nothing about sex, men, none of that shit. I learned the hard way. I learned the hard way. That man was fighting me, but I did not sit there and take no ass whooping. I fought back. Even though I didn't win all the time at first, I damn sure fought back, okay? Called the police every time, got bullshit restraining orders and all that. But guess what? By the time second husband came around, oh, I was good with it. I had a metal fucking bat, alright? And I did use it the first time that nigga tried me. And it was the last. Cause I damn sure tried to break his motherfucking legs off his body. But see, I ain't stupid. I know if I would have hit him in the head with that shit, I would have got arrested for all types of assault. But if I break his motherfucking legs off his body, they ain't gonna do nothing to me that harshly. So that's what I did. And to this day, that motherfucker got a whole new knee he had to have replaced. Cause I tried to break that motherfucker's leg off his body. Okay? In my house at the time, we had open staircase that came down from the staircase into the kitchen. He called himself trying to run, come fight me. I was ready. I was waiting for his ass. Because he was doing the build up. You know how they do. Oh, you fucking bitch. All this bullshit cursing at me. Got my little children scared and everything. I like, okay. I put my kids in that room, locked that door. I went right around where I kept that shit. I was waiting right at the end of them stairs. I heard that nigga come barreling down, all that bullshit. I stepped out of that fucking doorway and hit that motherfucker. Boom, 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 boom. Right? He fell. I kept hitting him, kept hitting him. Then when he sprawled and all that shit, I'll bang that shit every time, whether his fucking hands were there or not. I hit that shit till he fell on his ass. Tore his motherfucking ass up. And I tried to do the second leg like that. But I wasn't able to continue. Because the fucking neighbor next door, as soon as he started yelling this shit, I had no idea, had already called the cops. And before I knew it, I was getting shit at the door and all this shit. And I'm like, okay. I was banging shit at the door and all this shit. My children screaming, all this shit. And I'm like, okay. I opened the door. They fucked me up, throw me all against the wall and everything. Got my arm bent up on my back like I'm some type of threat. I'm like, this is some bullshit. They get this nigga, they take him out and all this shit. I get what is called back then a domestic incident report, right? I had to go to court, answer that shit. I didn't get arrested. I didn't get arrested because they had got called to the house many times before. Many times before, okay? And I'm the person with the paper trail. I don't play that. When he started that shit, I got the paper trail. That's the only thing that saved my ass. I'm trying to tell y'all women. So do not take that bullshit from anybody. When he left that night, he did not come back no more. I had the locks changed. I got these things called like policeman sticks. I don't know if y'all know what those are, but those are metal bars that have a slot that goes on the floor. I had them come and install them, the front door and the back door. And at the time my grandfather was still living, this shit was like $6,000. He paid for me to have those iron bars. You know those bars that go outside the windows with the key that you lock, it locks from the inside to keep people from breaking in your house? My grandfather paid for every fucking window in that house, from the little windows that are at the basement in the garage. You know, like when you drive up in your garage and your house is here, and the what is that? The driveway, and those little windows that are underneath the house, right for the basement. All those windows had those bars on it. He could not get in that house no more. And you can do that, women, with your own husband, children's father, longtime paramour, significant other. You go to court with your domestic violence incident, your police report, orders of protection, restraining order, whatever the fuck it is, and you go crazy in court. When I say go crazy, you write whatever the fuck you need to write to explain how horrific the situation is and how you fear for your life. It is a hostile environment, dangerous and violent environment for your children. The things that happen to your children as a result, they scream at night, they can't sleep, this, that, and the other, da da da. You put all that shit in that petition. That judge will tell that motherfucker you cannot go back to that house unless you have an escort by the police. And then do what the fuck you want. Get rid of them. File for divorce like I did. Or move out. Tell that motherfucker go wherever you gotta go and end that bullshit. Nobody has to live like that, and you don't deserve to ever live like that. That is bullshit. And when women come on, like on these lives, and talk about it as if you're supposed to settle for that shit or convince yourself that you deserve that shit, that is a crock of fucking bullshit. I'm telling you. That's bullshit.
So what happened was, like a week later, I'm acting like everything. My flight is already booked. I already paid for the shit and everything. I didn't say anything, but I had to wait a whole like 3 weeks or a month or so because there was no. All of the flights I was leaving was Delta, and it was like $700 to get up out of there. I didn't want to spend no $700. And when Spirit is bringing the eggs down here, once a week. So I saw that the next flight that was within my budget, like $200 or something like that, was leaving in 3 weeks. So I said, okay, I'll book this one. Go ahead and get it before the flight, before it gets more expensive. Boom. So I booked it. Didn't say shit. So I'm acting like everything normal. One day I go to the beach, and then I go to the beach that's right down the street from my
Damn.
house. And then I'm like, I tell myself, oh, I don't want to go to this beach because this is, it's not like a real beach. It's like rocks and shells and stuff like that. It's not like sand. It's not a sandy beach. So I'm like, I want to go down here to my favorite beach. So I go to my favorite beach. He calls me like hours and hours later, like, where you at? I was like, oh, I'm at my favorite beach. Now, before he was like, oh, I want you to go to this beach because it's a lot of niggas that be standing at the store all the way in the front before you even get to the beach. Now, I'm not going at the store. I'm going to the beach. But I guess he didn't want me to go to that beach. First of all, I've been going to the beach for even mentioned your fucking ass. But so I went to the beach anyway. So when I get back, I got my towel laid out on the fence and everything to dry and everything. So he come back, he's drunk as fuck. He's like, oh, you got he was like, you got the fucking towel laid out, the chair out here. I had a folding chair. So you got the chair laid out here, all this your wet bathing suit on the bed. Yeah, because it's supposed to dry out. Like that's how that's done. So I didn't say that to him or anything. So I hear him talking shit. So I just go out the door. I grab the chair. I bring it inside. I grab the towel. I bring it inside. And on my way back inside, he pushed me or something into the door. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with
pushed you into the door?
he, like on my way back into the house, it's like he was looking for a fight. So
that's
like
what they
as
do.
I like going,
That's what I'm trying to tell you, bitches. You bitches are acting like black women be mouthing off and starting trouble. Half the time we be scared trying to get away and trying to make the shit calm down. And it's like
It's true what they saying. It is true. Cause every single time that last husband that I had to get rid of would try to start physical fights with me, he would do the same thing. Not push me, because I'm gonna push his ass back. But he would start bickering, arguing about dumb shit, yelling about bills, yelling about people visiting the house, yelling about some shit the kids did, yelling shit about me. Oh, I did this or I did that. Who the fuck do I think I am? All this crazy shit. And I'm looking at this dude like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I would literally tell him, like, look, if you don't want to be here, leave. You don't have to stay. If you are tired of your wife and your children, please leave. Please leave. Then he couldn't handle that. I guess that would be too real for him. And he would just go complaining, yelling and screaming, and carrying on. No. So they're absolutely right. That is the kind of shit they do. So when I say, if anybody has seen my TikToks, when that white dude came to my channel and was talking about, oh, the stuff you talking about is bullshit, and I told him, then get the fuck out of here. Don't ever tell me or any other black woman what our goddamn life experience is like dealing with a fucking black male or all you racist motherfuckers in this world that's anti-black. You cannot speak to any of that. And this is the shit that we're talking about. This is the shit that we're trying to deal with. But if anybody brings this shit to you, you give them the same motherfucking energy and get away from them. You don't be running from motherfuckers and letting them feel like they got the best of you. So because you so scared of them, now they're gonna hunt you down and loving this shit as they doing it. No, you get just as fucking devious. If they have stuff, you get stuff. You stand your ground. You don't let motherfuckers scare you into the grave. For what? No. Yes, you're right, Star. Um, Broke men always be frustrated, but that's not the majority of it, because rich men do the same shit too. Because it has nothing to do with economy, economics, or how much money they have. It has to do with their mental problems as being males. There's a video I put up today. You need to watch it, where this white man is talking about the psychology and the brutality and the ignorance. They just all have it in them, but it's only a few of them who have the ability to analyze themselves and deal with their fucking inner issues. They just have a problem with women, period. And the man was saying that it speaks to their inferiority that they know they have in reference to women. His words, not mine, right? He spoke about how he literally said men have no what did he say, attachment or relationship with the nature or natural world, something like that. But what he was alluding to is that men do not live in the world like women do. They don't have a attachment to the world the way women do. Like, we create people in our bodies. We bring people into this world. When we walk outside, we have a connection with nature. I don't mean hugging trees and shit, but I mean we are people that give, produce, grow, provide the same way the earth does. Animals do, plants do, insects do. We have that in common with them. He was saying that even though men have sex and that can result in aiding women to have children, they can never do it on their own. They cannot you know, grow somebody in their stomach and feel what it's like to be attached to a world that is forever living. They don't know anything about that. So it's easy for them to destroy, be destructive, to kill, to hurt, to maim, to cause wars. This man was talking about all that shit today. He said because they don't have no fucking attachment to nothing. He said so that's why they are the way they are. He said they got to be like that way with each other. So he said them doing it to women is nothing. You got to see the video. And he does more videos on real people do the shit they do. The man is deep. I like the man a lot. And I didn't even know who the fuck he was. I just happened to come across him looking at like English and British videos because I like to look at all types of stuff, world things, right? Just to get off the topic for a moment, I gotta also tell y'all this too. I don't know how y'all feel about her, but I like some of her videos, right? Mary Jane, right? Remember the one that everybody had an issue with for some of the things she did with her trips to different places? All right, anyway, she had a video today that was up that she had did like 2 weeks ago about the original black ancient Egyptians, right? So she showed how. Now I don't know how many of you guys know that Arabs are not from Africa. They're not African at all. They actually invaded Africa in 639 AD, right? So Nubia, the Nubian people were the people before the Egyptians then and the Egyptians now. So some of the original Egyptian people, black people, still live in Egypt, but a lot of them were pushed to the Sudan and other places because of the war and being conquered, right? So those particular people that are real descendants of the true Egyptian people, they live in a small island right off of Egypt called Aswan, right? So she was showing what these people look like and showing that they're actually like dying out of existence because you can literally count the amount of people that are living today. So if you're interested in that, check it out because I thought it was a really dynamite and interesting video today. And I brought that up because I was talking about the psychologist from England that was speaking about men in general. And so this is a white man. So if anybody's going to understand savagery, he's going to understand it better than anybody else. When you think about what they've done to colonize this whole world, you don't get no more fucking savage than that. Danielle, I see your comment, but I'm tempted to remove that shit because you know I don't like Princella, right? So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna let it rock. But please, in the future, I don't want to hear shit about her. I don't like anybody conning and fucking with black women's minds about bullshit. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I get your point. I'm not coming down on you about that. I just don't like her because she's using people, and I don't like it. If you need to pay your bills, all these motherfuckers on here, from Cynthia G to Tanya TKO to Tanya, the other one, y'all know who I'm talking about, the one that always keeps getting in trouble with Cardi B and shit. All of them, and the dudes too. If you need to pay your bills, I don't think that. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I can't get this to go away. All right, so I don't think what she said. March. Hold on 1 second, y'all. So I don't think that. Hold on, let me get back to my point. What I was saying. Yeah, I just don't think any of them should be out here trying to ask for money and having y'all support them like that. If they need all that fucking money, I think they need to go get 2 jobs, get a full-time job and a part-time job, and leave black women the fuck alone. None of y'all on here should be supporting these motherfuckers' lifestyles, okay? If they that hard up for fucking money, go get an extra paper route, go work another job, do some overtime, get the fuck out of here begging black women for money. We broke, we poor, I'm poor too, okay? We don't need this type of shit, all right? We don't need that shit in this world. We got enough motherfucking people taking advantage of us. We don't need our own kind doing that to us. So please, go ahead with that bullshit. So anyway, let me finish this and let me keep watching the chat. But if y'all are interested, watch that video because it's very interesting. Sorry about that, y'all. They playing with my live again. Let me hurry up with this stuff.
Okay, I see what you're trying to do, bitch. You're trying to get away. You're trying to make it calm down. They're gonna do shoot. They're gonna jump on you.
It's
It's
true.
almost like they know. Okay, bitch, I see you. You don't want. You're not trying to get your ass beat.
When he was complaining about the chair, the folding chair, I just, you know, he said it like twice like that. So I just got up and I went and grabbed the chair and the beach towel from on the ledge, where it was drying at. And as I was coming back inside, he was like in the doorway and he was kind of like blocking it. And so I'm like, wait for him to move. He doesn't move. He moves like to the side a little bit, and then as I come in, like past him, he like do a shoulder like push, and then he pushes me into the door. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Hit me. I am wrong with you for you to that.
So after you said what's wrong with you, what happened? Speak it to the phone. We want to hear this.
After I said, when he pushed me, I said, what the fuck? What's wrong with you? What you do that for? Or something like that. But you know, I just said, what the fuck? Like, what's wrong with you? And that's when he just hit me. He just hit me, and like I kind of like bent down or like cowered down, like not all the way to the floor, but just like bent over. And he put me in a fucking headlock. Oh my god! I had to bite his finger, and I'm talking about I bit that shit down to the bone. He was bleeding.
That's another thing, women. Let me tell you something, right? When these people choke you from the front, you know, like if they're in front of you and they're choking you, do not waste your time putting your hands on them and take it off of me. That doesn't work, right? In martial arts, they teach you when somebody's got their hands on your neck like this, you will take your hand, extend it. I'm in the car, so I can't do it the full, fast way, but you will extend your arm to where your arm is bent like this, and you take it over their hand. Like if this is their hand, you take it over, and the whole. I can't do it to myself, of course. I need it to be on me, but you're gonna take your hand and you use it to break the lock and the hands come down, or you break it with the elbow. The swoop is like that. It's up, across, and down. And you do that fast and hard. And you do it with this piece because it's hard. The elbow is a fucking bone. You could also use that shit. Take your arm, hold your wrist like this across your chest, and you could swing that shit in somebody's face. You could bend your arm like that and come down on somebody. You could bend your arm like this and hit them in their fucking face. Like you can even hold it. There's a move where they teach you to hold it and swing into a motherfucker's nose. You listen. To break a grip like hands and swipe it down. You don't do this. You come down on it. Get it off, right? Then when you get it off, you turn elbow right to the neck, followed up with a fist or forearm right to the fucking throat. Bow, just like that, right here. People can't breathe. They go down. When they go down, grab the head, take your knee, and push his head, pull it down hard as you are sending your knee real hard up into his face. You don't give a fuck where the contact makes. If it hits the nose, good. It might send the nose bones into the brain and kill him. That would be beautiful. Or crack his nose, break his nose, disorientate him, whatever. It even may knock him out. But you grab him by the head, shoulders, or whatever. You take that head and smash that shit into your knee. Bring the head down and your knee up as hard as you can. Boom! And there's another move called a flying knee where you jump with your knee into somebody's fucking face as hard as you can as you pulling them into you. So you have got to learn to fight because these niggas are bitches, okay? It ain't like they really know how to fight. It's because women are taught to get their ass whooped. This is why this shit is happening. And when you get to the point or you get to a mentality like, oh, you trying to hurt me, And if you think I'm gonna let you hurt me or let you kill me in here, you must be motherfucking crazy. When you get to that point and you literally act it out instead of talking it, things will stop. Believe me, things will stop. When you live in those states like Texas and everywhere else, where you can walk around with a gun practically just because you want to, you don't never let nobody fucking hurt you, especially not where you sleep. No, 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 no. What? So this loser put a woman's face because every time that he kept popping up, I kept deleting him. But no, bitch made nigga, I have never had an abortion, but I wish I was your mother to have aborted your stupid fucking ass. You stupid little lip dick dumbass motherfucker. Fuck you, bitch. But anyway, back to this shit, right? Okay? You don't take bullshit from them. This is why I'm telling you, education, black women, will save your motherfucking life. Education is the most important. Let me tell y'all, let me just say this real quick so y'all understand, right? Now, it's raining outside and all this shit. Wintertime is coming. Cars get stuck, they stall, they break. You get stuck in shit, you got to know what to do. Start watching those white men survivalist videos about how to keep yourself warm in a car if you stuck in a snowstorm. How to survive if you got a limited or no food for days in a car. Read all that shit. How to survive when it's cold as fuck and you barely got anything to keep yourself warm. All these white men on here with these survivalist videos, they will show you some amazing shit. Like case in point, I learned because I didn't know this. I learned this from white dudes online. You take a regular bottle of alcohol, you take a roll of fucking toilet paper, and you take one of them coffee cans and a little piece of rope, and you don't even need the rope. If you in a car and you got enough you put it on the floor and you don't keep anything over it to catch on fire, that motherfucking when you light that toilet paper inside that metal can, right? It's not gonna go up in flames like ah. It's just gonna burn because the alcohol is gonna burn when the flame hits it. It's gonna burn it until it burns out. That's how alcohol does, right? It's not oxygen, it's alcohol. So if you put that on the floor in your car, you got a heater. If you put a metal piece above that toilet paper on fire inside that metal can and you put like a metal top or a tin top over it, now you got a fucking stove. This is all the shit I learned from these white dudes online. So you need to start watching that kind of stuff to learn about all types of things that you may little situations you might be in and you don't know, get like MacGyver out this bitch and go like, yeah, I seen this on one of them videos. I know what to do. The other thing is them little soda cans. You take a soda can and a string, the same thing. You don't even need a full roll of toilet paper. You could stuff toilet paper in that shit, right? Or rip open the top a little bit. Put some toilet paper in there, douse it, not soak, douse it up, to where it's completely soaked with alcohol. You don't gotta throw the alcohol a whole bunch in there, but enough to wet the tissue completely, right? Put a string in there or a piece of rope or whatever the fuck you got in the car, even a piece of material. You could rip a piece off and put it in there. Light it, let the flame go in there. Now you got a small heater you could put on your dashboard to keep the entire car um, warm so that you could make it through the night or whatever. Okay? So learn all these type of things because you're not going to learn anything from these ignorant ass black dudes. You're not. They're stupid motherfuckers that do this dumb shit that they're doing now. They come in the chat thinking that stupid shit is annoying or harassing somebody. It's not. I just wish that this shit was faster so that every time they pop up, I could get rid of them immediately. But you can keep doing it, bitch nigga, cause my delete thumb is quick. Okay. I will delete your ass and ban you as much as I can. You ain't gonna stop shit over here. All right, let me keep going.
Oh. Good. And that's what you gotta do. You gotta get
What happened?
I never bit nothing down to the bone like that except for chicken. But
She bit his fucking finger to the bone. Let this
So
nigga
when he
let
had
her
you in the
throat
headlock,
go.
what did it feel like? It felt like you couldn't breathe.
when he had me in the headlock, well, he was pulling my locks too. He
Mm,
was, and
a
he
bitch.
actually flung me into the wall. Like when he had me in the headlock, and when he had me in the headlock, and I bit him, he kind of, he let me go, but he grabbed me by my hair and he slung me into the wall. Like when I say he slung me into the wall, it's like some WWE type shit where your back is parallel to the wall and now you done fell to the floor, like that. And you know what?
Let me tell you something, right? I know what she's talking about. He took her and he used the momentum for fucking with her to slam her into the wall. All right, okay. Now, when you learn to fight, they will teach you how to swing out of that momentum so you don't hit the wall, but you turn around with your fists up ready to fight, right? What you could do is when a person is coming towards you after you hit the wall like that, everybody walks the same way, right? You use that wall, you take your leg and propel off that motherfucking wall. Make sure you accurate now. And you take your fucking leg and you kick the fucking shit out of the knee of the leg. You know how people walk? They always have one leg that's more dominant. They usually start with that first. That leg is always mostly out in front when they walk. You use that wall, you kick off that wall, and you kick full force into that motherfucker's knee. Aim for just above the knee where the thigh is. That is called a hyper fucking extension of the knee. That motherfucking knee is either gonna go to the left or right or double back into his motherfucking leg. And he's not gonna be able to walk. Okay? And then if you wanna be a real bitch about it, when he's on the floor, yelling and screaming, however his foot is up, right? Whether it's laying down backwards, where the toes are facing the ground, step on that motherfucker and press his motherfucking heel to his leg the opposite way. Just step on it with all your motherfucking weight. Listen to his fucking ankle crack in half. Okay? If his leg is pointing the other way, where his toes are upward, facing whatever, I don't know, this way, right? What you do is step on his fucking foot right above the ankle. Jump on that shit and listen to his fucking ankle crack in half. Listen to the bones snap underneath your fucking feet. They want to fuck with you, fuck with them. This is why y'all need to learn how to fight. Learn how to fight, learn martial arts. Everything I explained to you right now, I didn't learn in the dojo, even though I've been to the dojo. I learned in the military, I learned in the police academy, I learned in the academy for parole to fuck people up with whatever they give you. I learned how to hyperextend their arms, break their fucking wrist, snap their arm out of place, break their fucking arm. You can learn the same thing. Because it is not a magic trick and it ain't special and only open to me. It's open to the whole world, anybody who want to learn it. You don't have to be nobody's fucking victim unless you choose to be. Y'all better stop it. And I'm letting you listen to this shit because not only is it true, but it's facts. Any of them. She said she went for a chair. I would have hit that nigga with that chair. I would have hit him with that chair. And because I had the grandmother I had, I would have had all types of shit in that room, heavy weight for blunt floor force trauma. And I would have picked them shits up and tried to beat his motherfucking head off his body. That's what I would have did. I don't know what anybody else. I can't talk for nobody but me. I do not play that shit at all. I have been around too much violence in my life, had too much violence enacted on me. I do not play with niggas. I don't play at all. At fucking all. It's just how it is. Living in New York City, I got fucking mugged when I was 17 years old, walking through the 110th Cathedral fucking tunnel to get to the train. Back in the days when you had a fucking Walkman. Dude tried to take my Walkman. I'm young. I don't really know the repercussions of trying to get mugged or whatever the case may be. All I know was I was not trying to give up my Walkman. So me and him rustling, tussling all through the fucking tunnel till other people came and helped me out. But I was not giving up my Walkman. I was not giving up my Walkman. fucking Walkman especially when you live in states where you could bust back at the motherfuckers. Get your bulletproof vest, your bulletproof hoodie that has a hood and the body. I've been on the website the other day. They also got bulletproof pants now. You can be completely hooked up. All you need is the mask piece, and you good to go. Fuck them. Don't take no shit you ain't gotta take. And if you keep them out your house and out your life, you ain't gotta worry about none of this shit or black femicide or anything else. And fuck everybody and all the propaganda out here trying to get you to put these dysfunctional motherfuckers in your house. Don't forget what I tell you, black women. It's getting cold out here. These motherfuckers gonna be grinning and smiling in your face, and relatives who got kicked out, got nowhere to go, gonna be knocking on your fucking door, calling your phone, talking about can they stay with you. The answer is absolutely fucking not. We have seen enough mothers, cousins, daughters, uncles, whoever get killed because they let somebody stay in their house. Nope, absolutely fucking not. Absolutely fucking not. There's a homeless shelter, I think a couple of blocks from you. You need the directions? That's what you tell them.
Even for people who are listening to this and you've never been through this, don't think that shit can't happen to you. You better listen and learn. If you see a nigga, when you first see a man exhibiting those danger signs, get the fuck away.
That is very
Okay?
true. Don't
Get
wait
your
for a
phone.
second warning.
Call police.
Leave immediately.
Go.
She's right. I had to stop it, and then the stream's fucking up again. She's right on the islands, y'all. Because I've been to that island. She said it's safe. Anybody that's from the islands out there, y'all know. You call the police, it take them a year and a motherfucking day to get to your house, okay? So that's why you got to take care of yourself. Her, she should have killed that motherfucker. She should have killed that motherfucker and then left the fucking island. I'm telling you. Fuck him. Who's gonna know? Right? Fuck him. But she had to do what she felt she had to do. I would not have went out like that. One of us would have been not breathing that night, and it was not gonna be me. I would not go out like that. You're not doing any of that crazy shit to me. If you cannot control yourself, you don't need to be around me. If you feel you got to get strong with me, you damn sure don't need to be around me. The fuck out of here. I am not responsible for any of your motherfucking issues or your problems. Take that up with yourself. Sit the fuck down, work your shit through, or pay the cost to go see a therapist and get out of everybody's life. That's the answer to that. Y'all, when y'all see those signs and your inner intuition is telling you something ain't right, believe that shit the first time and stop fucking around and taking chances with these people because they are not worth it. Because even listen, let me just tell y'all this before I go back to here. You do all of this worrying about and wanting to be married, right? I did that shit twice. And look what happened. The same fucking spot you're in right now, where you're by yourself and you're happy and you don't have no nigga with you, I'm there too. And it took me two fucking dumbass marriages to get there. So you are not missing nothing by not having these motherfuckers with you. Understand that, please, from all my fucking heart, body, and soul. Understand that. You are better off by yourself than having some fucking lunatic around you. Let's get back to this.
Believes they will have no consequences, will always take advantage of the situation. You must always fight back.
True. True.
And I agree with like that would have been a good idea. That wouldn't have been a good idea for me at all. That would not have been a good idea.
Sorry. Interruption. I love Khadijah to death. She has stood up for black women in her life where this man tried to assault this young girl in the store. I think I'm not familiar with the Midwest and the Southern eateries, right? But some restaurant she was in, the black man was literally Khadijah had to pull her weapon on this man to get him to leave that little girl alone. So shout out to her. And I understand what she's saying. When you're afraid, you're afraid. Believe me, y'all, when I tell y'all these things, I was not always who I am today. I was like her too when I was younger. When I first started out, I had no world experience. I did not know that men like to beat up women. They like to fuck women up when they're in relationships with them, verbally assault them, sexually assault them, physically assault. I didn't know all these horrible things. Even though I was a child and I saw my mother get beat up from time to time, that still didn't register in my mind all the things I learned in my own life experience. So I give this girl her kudos, right? And I say all those things to tell y'all, don't judge nobody else's situation. If you can help, help. If you can't, you can't. If you could do better for another person so they don't go down that same road, do what you can. But always take care of yourself, no matter what, and don't let nothing tell you that you can't, because you always can. And before I go back to this, remember, if you need money to get away from somebody hurting you, there is an actual website, www.finability.org. Now, Fin is short for financial ability. It's www.finab, what is it? Ability, Finability. Let me get it right. ABALBITY.org. Fin, FIN, short for financial ability. But finability.org. So www.finability, right? And .org. Call them up, not call them up. Go on the website. You'll It has one of those websites where if you lose your social security number, it disappears off your history. They do all that stuff for you. You click on there, fill out the information. They have everything to send you a credit card with money to escape your situation. Do what you got to do, y'all. There are ways to get out of everything out of here, but do not live in any life where somebody is beating you forever. Call the National Domestic Hotline for resources in your area. There's always something no matter where you live. Okay? If you don't know the number, Google it, call your local information, they will give it to you. But if you Google it, it's damn sure gonna come up. National Domestic Violence Hotline. All right. So I just want to say before I get back to her talking, she's small. She's had a lot of things in her life happen to her where her relatives have attacked her, men she was involved with have attacked her. So she has a genuine fear of men. But I have literally told her on other lives that I used to deal with this particular platform, she has to hurt them in order to get out of that fear. That's the only way it's gonna stop. And I cannot push her to that. So until whenever the day she gets to that point where she's gotta fuck one of them up, that's the only day that fear that she has built up in herself for them is gonna go away. And it will happen. Because as things get, I was trying to say before that asshole was interrupting me in the comments, as it gets colder and they ain't got nowhere to live and they running out of options and they fucking burning their bridges all over life, ain't nobody fucking with them. They gonna go out again trying to get women to take them in and house them and take care of them, and they will start going after women like this. This girl's a trucker. They'll see her in her truck. They'll think she's an easy win. They're gonna try her, and she gonna blow their fucking wig back, right? And once she does that, she ain't gonna be afraid no more. You don't understand how good it feels to fuck somebody up who has been terrorizing you for the longest motherfucking time. I felt that feeling when me and my younger brother, jumped our stepfather who was fucking us up for years. The gratification was so fucking sweet, I can't even describe it to you. Beating his ass felt so motherfucking good. We was in a frenzy fucking that dude up. He was all struggling to get out of that fucking curtain, and we kept hitting that nigga every time he rose, moved, just wouldn't stop hitting him. We beat the fuck out of that dude. Got arrested and everything for it. So yeah, it was real. And I enjoyed every bit of it and would do it again if I had the opportunity today. He dead now, but I would not I fucking hate him. I would do it anytime I had the opportunity. It is what it is. And until you experience that, You ain't gonna know what I mean till you feel that. A motherfucker been terrorizing you, threatening you, beating on you, whatever, and you get the chance to fuck them up back. Oh, that's the sweetest fucking thing in the world. It really is. It's beautiful. That shit is magical. Okay? All right, here we go.
At all. At all. Really? At all. I had to soak in the ocean for 3 days
I believe it.
because I was so sore.
Yeah.
Oh
Seaweed is
my
good for that.
God. But you know what?
Seaweed is good, y'all. When you got wounds, you got arthritis. We used to do this when I was little because my granny had arthritis. We go get seaweed from off the beach, and what she's saying is true. It will bring that swelling down like a motherfucker. And when you're in islands the way she is, like Jamaica, St. Thomas, whatever, they have those fucking hot springs all over the place. You go to the hot spring and sit in that water, and it will take those bruises, whelps, and injuries down too. That's just for your own information in case you anywhere near that kind of stuff.
I think your instincts will tell you what to do. And if your instincts was telling you don't fight back, honey, don't.
That's
Hold your
bullshit.
roll, sweetheart.
When he
That's
choked me,
bullshit.
I knew from there, when he choked me on the bed and my neck was hanging off of the bed,
I know exactly what she's talking about. She's on the bed in the edge and her neck was back and so her esophagus was plunging out, right? He was trying to kill her because you can't kill somebody like that. This is why I told y'all, learn to fight. Because there are wrestling moves where if she would have just cropped her leg up a little bit, intertwined her arm against his, into his, she would have flipped that motherfucker over onto the floor, could have had time to roll around. And if she was like how my granny taught me, had little knives and all these special things all over the room, she would have grabbed that shit quick from either under the pillow, the mattress, the drawer, wherever the fuck she hid it, and she could have plunged him right. She could have served that nigga up right. But she didn't know those things, but maybe she will in the future.
I knew right then and there to get the fuck away. But I could not just leave. I could not just
Women, there are wrestling videos on YouTube to show women how to stop or prevent themselves from being raped, present to keep them from being snatched up by men, hugged up and restrained from moving, fighting, and from being pushed on the floor so that they could violate you. There are all types of videos like that online. Martial arts video and wrestling videos themselves to show you how to get people off of you. Think about wrestling. Wrestling is a good thing to learn for a woman. It shows you how to wrap people up, to fucking disable them, knock them out. It shows you how to get them the fuck up off of you. That's all the shit you're supposed to learn in these communities. Think, girls, information is your fucking friend. Here we go.
leave. Not that I didn't have nowhere to go, but I could not leave. There was no, I couldn't leave.
And
He
you
was
know,
attacking
when
you.
a man hits you and you mark the fuck up, he not letting you go nowhere, bitch. He gonna follow you from room to room.
And let me tell you this,
To get
Crystal.
the nigga off your fucking ass. Cause it's gonna escalate. You're gonna have to be nice to him. You're gonna have to say something to de-escalate the situation. A smart bitch ain't gonna do what the role said. I don't fight back.
Then I'm an ignorant bitch because I'm going to always fight back. Okay? Like I said, I was taught to have weapons all over the house. Okay? That not only goes for motherfuckers you live with, but that goes for niggas you don't know breaking into your house. That's what I was taught. Okay? Also, women, you got to know the regular everyday shit that becomes weapons. He can follow you around. Hairspray is very flammable. You can use any type of lighter, or you could use my favorite is the lighter that you use that goes into the barbecue. That's a push button. He starts shit, flame his ass, torch that motherfucker, burn him the fuck up, spray and add the light to it. It turns into a fucking torch right there. There's so much shit that you got in your house that can become extremely dangerous. So there's no reason to be afraid of nobody following you around or you being afraid to move through your house. When you fuck them up, they ain't gonna follow you nowhere. They ain't gonna follow you nowhere. You got chemicals that you use every day to clean your house. That when you combine them, they are not to be put on the human body. Throw it in his motherfucking face. I mean, it's like y'all, you gotta learn shit and know how to be dangerous. If they run around being ridiculous and thinking they can hurt people and women at whim, you gotta be like, then come with it, motherfucker, because I know how to hurt you right back. And just be like that. That's it. Everything is a weapon, y'all. A pen. Those fucking things. Let me tell you something. Whenever I travel, right, you can't always carry knives with you. I always wear those Japanese fucking hairpins with those huge fucking clips. Those are like literal things that, those are weapons. Those are weapons in my hair. You have to learn all that type of stuff. And I told y'all that before. You gotta do what women have been doing for since women have been alive. They learn to defend themselves. And everything ain't about brute force. Everything is about knowing how to fucking hurt somebody that's trying to hurt you. It's that simple. We're gonna let them finish and I'm gonna end this out. It's getting late.
Oh, bitch. Use your fucking brain.
And
Change the subject.
let me tell you this, Crystal. Let me tell you how he came to me.
I think we need to take a break. I'm gonna watch me some TV. You will talk about this later.
Now fuck that shit. I ain't doing that. That sets you up for more ass whipping. When a person is hell bent on fucking you up, the last thing you want to do is cower and be a fucking coward. They love that. They get off on watching you squirm and be a bitch. Nah, I don't do that. I don't do that. That's my opinion. You do what you need to do, but I'm telling you, don't do that. I say fuck his ass up. Fuck him up any way you need to. If that means plunging a blade deeply into his motherfucking body, do what the fuck you gotta do. But show him, nah, you ain't gonna be fucking me up just to fuck me up because you want. No, I ain't going. That ain't happening. Yeah, that's true. Hot springs are really beautiful. They will work out every kink in your body. They will just hook you up. They really will. And they will get that soreness up.
I want you to calm down. I need to. I need to watch this TV because this is getting out of control or whatever. You got to
Excuse
call
me.
me.
Let me tell you, after he choked me, let me tell you what he did.
I made you mad.
Let me tell y'all what he did after he choked me the next day. So he comes to me and say, I'm so sorry about what happened last night. I don't know why you got a hold of me. I really
He
love you.
ain't sorry. He's afraid of consequences.
And all that shit. Now I'm like, I'm playing along too. Like, I don't know why you did that either. You really hurt you really hurt me with that. I never thought you'd do something like that to me and stuff like that. Now I'm already up on game, so and I already booked my flight, but I didn't let him know that. So tell me why when we had the second fight, or let's say he had the
Second fight.
I had said, I'm already leaving anyway. I already been booked my flight. That made him mad as fuck.
You don't never tell no nigga that.
After he put his hands on me like that, like when he flung me into the wall and shit like that, that's when I was like talking shit. That's when I was like, like I'm leaving anyway. You already put your hands. It's the second time. I already booked my flight. You say, oh, you already leaving? You leaving? Oh, you wasn't gonna say nothing. You already out here. He had his eyes are light brown, right? When he was attacking me that last time, his eyes were literally red. I ain't talking about the white part of his eyes. I'm talking about the brown part, the light part of
She
his
bugging
eyes.
out.
Those parts, the ones that's usually hazel or brown, they was red.
He did deep.
She over dramatizing right now. That ain't even humanly, physically possible. I know on her channel they like to talk all that crazy shit about these dudes being the fallen angels. They just fucking assholes. Ain't no angel about them, okay? These are people that are making conscious decisions to fuck people up. And the same way they make conscious decisions to fuck people up, you can do the same. All right? You can do the fucking same. And I hate when women come on these channels and tell you that you can't. Cause what the fuck y'all think weapons were created for? The weapons are fucking equalizers. If you ain't got the strength and the fight, the know-how to fuck somebody up, a weapon is there to help you to fuck out all the way. So that's some bullshit. But they gotta speak what they feel is their truth. It is what it is. But Danielle, you funny. She said I got swords and knives all over my house. I'm glad that you do. I'm glad. All right. Now you watch some of those white man survivalist videos, okay? And you learn how to hammer nails into 2x4s and place them around your windows so that if anybody comes through them motherfuckers when you're not expecting them to, you will hear them loudly fucking yell out after they jump down on that shit and throw their full body weight on that fucking rusty nail. Make it a rusty nail, cause that'll kill them. That will and they give them like blood poisoning and they'll die. Rust is terrible for the body. So when they jump down on that shit, boots, sneakers, or whatever, and that shit go through that rubber into that foot, and you hear them ah, you know, come out with your shotgun or whatever the fuck else you got in there and send their ass to their mercy. That's it. Fuck them. Don't be playing with these people because they not playing with you. And even though what I'm saying sounds very harsh, this is the world we live in. Black women and little children are killed every day in this country, every 4 to 5 hours of the day, in the most gruesome fucking ways. From home invasions, from people that they trust and love and kiss goodnight before they go to sleep. Don't play with none of these people because they're not playing with you. You can go on any of these black femicide channels and watch stories about people who were unexpectedly sleeping in their beds and got their brains blown out, cooking in the kitchen, and somebody came in and their grandson killed the whole family, the brother killed the whole family. He pushed it like the one I really can't get over. The two cousins was having an argument, the boy cousin and the woman cousin. She spit in his face. He pushed her violently down the stairs, broke her neck as she fell down the stairs, picked her up and dragged her through the house and slammed her on the ground and left her with a broken neck unconscious at the door to the apartment. She died of her injuries, but the family was trying to act like, oh no, it was an accident because they was having a heated argument. That's what happened. No, it's not. That dude had a history of domestic violence towards women, and that's his own cousin. You could give a person a little slack for saying that was a reaction to getting spit on, pushing down the stairs. But when you pick a motherfucker up and drag them through the house and then throw them down violently after you know their neck is broke and they're unconscious, you ain't shit. And I hope that when he's in jail, those dudes in there beat his motherfucking ass equivalent to what he did to his cousin that is no longer here. Fuck him and all the rest of them like him. Let's hear this out and then we out.
They're demons.
They are
Hey,
demons.
shout out to Celestial Night. Celestial Night said, "Don't ever tell a nigga you leaving." Thank you, Celestial Night. Thank you.
I know I said I wasn't going to do this, but I got to. They are partially right with that. All you scary women that have been allowing these dudes to beat your ass for years, terrorize you and your children, they are right. Do not tell them you're doing that. There was a video not too long ago I saw on one of, I think it was American Crimes or Twisted Crimes, right? Where the black woman was trying to leave the dude, how y'all say move in silence, which is the wrongest thing in the world to tell people. When you have a domestic violence incident, you want every fucking body to know, especially the police and the domestic violence people. You want everybody to know so that when somebody calls the police, they know exactly what happened. Yeah, I was saying, don't do that moving silent shit. You want everybody to know what's happening to you, especially the police and the domestic violence people. You understand what I'm saying? You want everybody to know what's happening to you so that somebody helps you, period. And you want the people who are in the positions of authority to blast that motherfucker into the next reality if they have to. Police officer, whoever it is that has the authority, where you let them know this is what is happening to me and my children. You don't do what they're saying. What they're saying is wrong. The women that are quiet and they sit there and they allow this shit to happen. And it's like that video I was trying to mention before they screwed up the live. She was trying to do that move in silence bullshit, but it backfired. She didn't move fast enough because she was trying to take shit instead of just taking her children, her needed documents, the clothes on their back, or whatever the fuck she could grab and get the fuck on out of there. You could always regain bullshit. You can never regain your life, okay? She did that. She fucked around too long. And I'm watching my surroundings too. I'm in New York City. She fucking around too long, and the dude came in the house when she was there, trying to get away. She had two twin sons. He bloodied her up and bloodied her children, but her little boys were smart enough to call the police while he was whooping on their mama. The police was taking forever to get there. The video ended without us knowing if they were ever saved or not. The bottom line to that is stop fucking with these niggas you know you're not supposed to be with. The first sign they show you that you don't want to be with them for, get the fuck away from them. Stop believing on that dumb shit about how women can't raise boys to be men. That is all bullshit. You don't need no dysfunctional man in your home creating other lunatic, maniac motherfuckers out here in this society. You can raise your son on your own, and you could do it well as long as you have discipline and routine in your life, structure, and you out not out here man fucking crazy chasing niggas and putting them before your children. If I could do it, you can do it because you ain't no different than me. Okay? And I was young and dumb too. But the one thing I was always taught and I knew the shit that happened to me in my childhood, I would never fucking allow that shit to happen to any of the 7 kids that I had. Never. So do what the fuck you gotta do and stop making excuses. Period. All right, let's finish this.
Thank you.
So what happened when you left? He didn't know you was leaving? I didn't end up leaving like that. I had a sugar daddy too, so I ended up staying with my sugar daddy. I ended up staying with my sugar daddy, the one that bought me my city. And you know what? See, that's why it's important to always to never just be fucking with one man, honey. You always gotta have somebody else.
Now, I will give Golden Rose credit. This is the first piece of good thing that you said tonight. She said, I will say this. The main issue that black women have is talking too damn much when dealing with these demonic beasts.
No.
Exactly. Now you're
Wrong.
getting smart, Golden Rose.
Wrong.
Now you're getting smart.
Totally wrong.
You know what? I was leaving anyway because I was not leaving out of the.
I know I keep doing what I say I'm not. That's some bullshit and that's wrong advice, okay? Anytime you deal with the domestic violence people, they're going to tell you, tell people. Because people can help you. Tell people, you get people involved. I'm not talking about people got to run up and try to get in between the two of y'all. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you tell people because people could help you move. People could help you hide. People could give you money to get the fuck out of town. People can pick up your kids for you if you scared and you can't. People can go to the police station and do shit for you. You couldn't do if they can do lots of things. Most importantly, when this motherfucker is standing before the judge, these people could come and testify. Verbal testimony of the fucking terror this idiot put you through so that he suffers the direct and necessary consequences. And then you use those same people to ask for a one-way ticket out of motherfucking town. Social services in your community can do that for you. When you are a victim of domestic violence and your state or town or whatever has all types of programs for domestic violence, and they even have in New York City witness protection and domestic violence. So if you're in a domestic violence situation where you have to testify and your life is in jeopardy because of that, they will literally put you into protective custody, give you vouchers and all that shit to start your life a fucking new. If they do it here in this city, they do it in other cities too. Learn what is available to you in your goddamn state and your town. Stop listening to this silly shit online like this right here about being quiet and you don't tell no man. You know what? You don't be around that motherfucker to get to the second ass whooping. third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. What the fuck is you got to be mentally retarded or fell on your fucking head or he punched you hard enough? You don't ever be there for the second fucking situation. The first time is enough. That is enough, especially when you got children involved in that bullshit. I was one of those kids to know how it feels to be terrified to have violence in your house like that. You do not want your children growing up like that. You do not. You do not want their stomachs to turn and for them to be scared as fuck when some bitch nigga walks through the door or they hear his keys opening the door. Don't put your children through that bullshit. Don't put yourself through that shit. Don't deal with this shit. Don't accept this bullshit in your life. They got plenty of other women out here they could go be with that like getting their ass kicked. Don't let it be you. Please don't.
Out of my island. I was leaving. I was packing up my Jeep, and when he did that, I was leaving. So when I said that, when he was like, "Oh, you want to get out? You want to get your ass out? Like you want to leave? You going to be outside? You going to be homeless? Blah, blah, blah." He didn't know that all this. I was just as I'm packing up my stuff, putting my stuff in my Jeep. I'm telling him like I'm leaving anyway. I've been booked my flight. I'm gone. You not about to have me out here fucked up. I'm not gonna be homeless. None of that shit.
First of all, if it was me, and it would never be, if I supposedly had this other nigga I'm fucking, he would have been there that night helping me fight and taking me the fuck out of there that night. I would not have taken another ass whooping and I got another nigga somewhere else. There is no way in the world. So y'all also got to be shrewd about how you get down in life. If you got more than one man, you don't ever need to take shit from any other man when you got another motherfucker. I don't know where y'all come from with all this bullshit. I would never do any of this shit. I had a husband, a boyfriend, and a side motherfucker, and I was not taking nothing from any of them. Yes, I cheat. That's what I do. I don't give a fuck. I'm proud of it. All right. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me. Fuck that. Anyway, when the side dude's acting a fucking fool in Jamaica, I called my boyfriend. I need to leave tonight. I left. It's that simple. I don't understand this shit right here and don't want to. That's a level I'm not on. I don't give a fuck what the husband had to say at that time 'cause I didn't give a fuck about him, period. I didn't even go home. I went to my mother's house. That's how I live. I don't give a fuck. When I'm done, I'm done. Fuck you and everything you do. That's really how it is. But shit will happen to women, and I am not excluded from that. Nor am I exempt or that great where nothing ever happens to me, because it's not true. Let me tell y'all, that happened to me just recently, and that's the reason why I stopped fucking with black dudes completely. Let me tell you. Y'all remember when Buju came out of jail and he had that concert in Jamaica? Well, I was over there with the side dude. Yeah. And he was acting a fool. So I called my boyfriend and was like, I need to go home. I need a new ticket. Da 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 da. While this other nigga was asleep after I finished sleeping with him, I was on the computer booking my flight. And I left. I don't know what the fuck he did. I did what I had to do. That's it. And when I got home, every time he called the phone, I hit the red and blocked his ass. Eventually, I think I let him call like 3 or 4 times to get the message, and then I just blocked that shit. And he's still blocked to this fucking day. And believe me, they still try because even though that was years ago, I'm talking about. I think Buju got out of jail like 2019 or 18 or some shit like that because it was a long time ago. I think it was 2018, 18 or 19, one of them two. To this day, this motherfucker still be trying to contact me through mutual friends. He had a supervisor that used to work with the two of us, right? Contact me talking about, yeah, he knows you blocked him. He want to ask you to unblock. No, he's not getting unblocked. Fuck that nigga. Fuck him and his Jamaican stupidity. Fuck you. And that's really how you gotta be. You know how many dicks it is out here? How many men it is out here? You don't let no piece of shit black dude rule your life. There are many other men out here with amazing dick too. I would be the first person to tell you because I've had a few. Very good. and you don't get all that complication afterwards. Don't be hanging up your life on these pieces of shit because they not worth it. Right, back to the women.
I was still took me 2 weeks.
That could have been
And
milkman.
you know what?
That could not been milkman. Do you think I could actually pack my shit up in front of milkman? Milkman was crazy. I was terrified.
That's what Golden Rose said. You know, a lot of black women, they do talk too much. Like, I was watching this live stream of this lady with her baby daddy, and she was like trying to be like, "Oh, I don't want to be a bitty baby mama," and she was just letting her baby daddy ask
I
her
seen
all
that
these
one.
deep emotional questions on live, and she was answering every single question. You could tell his ass was thick as fuck, and the only reason he was asking her those questions was to manipulate her. Yeah,
Yep.
black women, learn how to say fucking less, learn how to lie. When these niggas ask you a question, don't be telling these niggas the truth. Please, please, for 2024, please learn how to lie. God damn. Please learn how to lie like these niggas.
Now listen, Quadratic got a point right there. The other shit, like when you tell your family and shit about what's happening to you, you getting your ass kicked, you need to do that. Fuck that moving in silence shit. You need them to help you. You need the police to help you. But what she's talking about is like when these dudes are literally in the position of trying to manipulate you. Like this girl is clearly in a situation where she's under duress and she's being forced to perform in front of a camera and she's scared of this dude and he's intimidating her. Yeah, you lie. You lie your ass off. Because clearly, this is not the type of woman who's in this position that's going to take a bat like I did and fuck this nigga up. She's not going to do it. It's not in her. So you can't expect that from her. But my whole point tonight was to tell you do not let any of this stuff influence you to the point where you feel like you have to be victimized by these people. And you got to be afraid of them to the point where you paralyze and you let them abuse you. That's my point tonight. Don't let them do it to you. You got an animal inside of you. You need to let that motherfucker out. You do. Especially when it comes to them.
Stop telling these niggas everything. You think I be telling my husband every single thing? Hell no, he asked me, "Oh, what you eat today?" I could have been out frolicking with a sugar daddy. I'm gonna tell him, "Oh, I went grocery shopping." That's what I'm gonna tell him.
I'm gonna tell you something,
It
right?
ain't his business what I'm doing.
I'm gonna tell y'all a little secret. All right, I think Jeannie might dodge the bullet because word is that Jeezy abused his son.
All right, so now they talking about other stuff. So we done with that. But so we gonna end the live now. But the whole point was for me to try to convince y'all sincerely. Stop getting yourselves into situations where you feel like you gotta stay and be beat and abused. There ain't no situation on this earth that cannot be resolved. Okay? Everybody has fear, but don't ever let fear paralyze you to let some motherfucker pound on you just because he want to. That's not how we live in this life, black women. If you have children, you got children that's looking up to you, looking for you to protect them. How you gonna protect? He getting ready to hit the dude on the moped. How you gonna protect them when you can't protect yourself? Get right, y'all. Get right. Learn to fight. Have your legal weapons and use those shits. Don't let any of these retarded ass black women, them and others, tell you or teach you that is your job to get your ass whooped or make excuses for people who hurt you. No, it's not. It is fucking not. Stand up for yourself. Defend your fucking self. Because it may save your motherfucking life. Okay? It may. You got to also remember, because this is the type of person I am. My mother's and them is from Shreveport, Louisiana. So we do practice voodoo and we believe in the true nature of voodoo. And it ain't that dumb shit you hear all these people talking about with spells and evil, whatever. We believe in the oneness with nature, the oneness of the earth. So when you are a person that's good and true, and you do come across a piece of shit, because believe me, black women, bad things happen to good people all the motherfucking time. So you may be in a situation where somebody's fucking you up left and right. It's gonna be that moment where you get a moment in there where you could get that motherfucker either up off you or take him out completely. The universe is always gonna allow you that. Take it. Take it. Believe me as I'm telling you. There's a constant fucking battle in this world between good and evil every minute of the motherfucking day. When you cower, you live in fear and you don't even try to take care of yourself or defend yourself. You let evil win every fucking time when good is always there trying to help you out in that fucking situation. You might get punched in the face or kicked, like she said, into the wall. But there might be all types of shit on that wall, on that floor, really close to you that you could grab as you kick off that motherfucking wall and smash into that motherfucker's head or stab right through that motherfucker's neck as you come off that wall. You gotta stop letting people batter and abuse you. That is not what you in this life for. You gotta love this so much that you willing to kill somebody to make sure you protect it. That's how much you gotta love it. I'm dead fucking serious. But anyway, I want y'all to go ahead on, enjoy the rest of your night and your Saturday, and make sure you try to come out to the Black Women's March for all our sisters and our children that had nobody to save them, did not have the fight in them to save their own lives. There's other black women out there, other children out there whose lives we can make a difference in. We could get people to pay attention to save them before they get hurt too. Okay, let's do that, all right? We got to stop black femicide completely. And the first way is to stop allowing these people in your homes and stop getting into relationships with them. Okay? Have a good night, black women. Be well, do right by yourself, and right in life. Okay? Take care of each other. Good night.